And welcome back, everybody, to the Predator Spanish Open, all the way from Gandia, Spain. This is a loser round 3 match. It's a race to 8, alternating the breaks per 2. And our next match is between Aramith MOILANEN from Norway, as you can see on the back of his shirt. And, well, our finalist for the Little Monster Spanish Open, Dennis GRABE, all the way from Estonia. As I mentioned, a race to 8, alternating breaks per 2. And in the commentary booth for this match is myself, Tim de Ruiter, joined by my good friend and colleague, Arya Sorabi. Welcome, Arya.
Thanks, Tim. Fabulous intro, has to be said. Looking forward to this one, Tim. And who do you make favorite?
Well, honestly, I have not seen so much from MOILANEN yet. So I honestly would not be able to call this with all the experience that Dennis has and how often we've seen him. You would say he's the favorite. But maybe we are looking for a shocking defeat here. This is a loser round match, so the loser of this match will be out of the tournament. Let's have a little look who put Dennis in this position. Yeah, so GRABE losing to Marco Spitsky, 8-6. I believe that was yesterday on the TV table, indeed. So let's see what MOILANEN can do in this match.
Actually, that's poor by myself because I did commentary on that match. Just when you said it, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Ooh. Have a look at this. Not a bad shot.
Oh, very good cue ball indeed.
Ah,
Oh,
no
the
way.
monster roll.
No way. It's the worst thing, isn't it, Tim? When your opponent plays a good shot and they get a little bit fortunate, you're like, well, you know, at least they've played a good shot one time. But when they miss a shot, well, by miles, and they get away with it, it somehow hurts more. You're like, man, I should have had a chance now.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the nature of the game. You see it in any cue sports, that luck is always a bit of a factor. The only way you can guard yourself is to keep playing the absolute best shot you can play, as in choice-wise and hopefully execution. It's never a guarantee to fade the luck.
Yeah, very true, Tim. And I have to say, look, that safety attempt was a very lazy one. I mean, he should have done much better than this. In fact, Aramith can actually see the edge of the one here. Try to cross bank this. This is what I mean by lazy. It's like, you know, it should have been glued behind the 8, and well, even though it's created a chance, his opponent never should have been able to see the one for where I was sitting.
Yeah, Dennis maybe a bit out of sorts. As you mentioned, the safety could have been a bit better. Now he's missed the cut. It's not a hanger, but still just expected maybe a bit more from him.
Has to cross the center line here. Even where the cue ball is sitting right now would be fine on the 5. Preferably a little less angle would be even easier. Ooh, that's gone too far. I think that's gone too far. He might be able to see it in between the gap. Well, he can't pot this. That's one thing that's for sure. So he'll have to play safe.
Oh, he's caught it real thick, but the 5-ball might... I think it might be just enough behind the 9-ball. Yeah, that's why Dennis is asking the referee. This is awful close to touch the 9-ball first.
Not so sure why she's standing behind him. I thought she would be at the center of the table. But that was a legal shot. Nicely played. Yeah, of the two players, you'd have to think he's settled down, particularly with the pace of the table, better than his opponent. He ran out of position, let's not forget, which caused this situation. And he's not messing about, is he, Dennis?
Yeah, can definitely play fast. But in general, when it's about the big bucks, you don't really get to see him play this fast anymore. So I'm just wondering if he's trying to loosen up, or maybe he's not as motivated as he was earlier this week. I mean, he's been spending a lot of time in Spain in this location now, so I mean, who knows? He's been there for 10 days now.
Yeah, make no mistake, it's maybe not running a triathlon, but still, it's draining.
Yeah, a bit of cut on the break. So the 2 balls tracking towards the side, not there. And he's leaving the 1 ball over the corner. I mean, sure, Dennis started off a bit struggling, but you know what happens when you give them top players a bit more. You give them a finger, they'll take your hand.
Yeah, they'll execute you. That's what they do if you give them a sniff. A little bit lively, that cue ball. I would have thought it just stopped in time. Might have to settle for a safety here. Yeah. What is he looking at here? Arild looking for 2 rails, maybe 3? I don't know if that is on. It feels like the 10 is in its way.
For the 2-railer, definitely. Yeah.
Well, that is a, well, poor mistake, if I can say that. And Dennis has a great chance here to lock up his opponent once again. He could send, well, he's going to attack, is he? Yeah, no, that's fine. Obviously the table is sitting pretty, so he doesn't have to play mind games with his opponent. He had the option, if he wanted, to send the 3 towards the 6 and the 10 and lock his cue ball behind the 5 if he wished to play that. But I like this better. Attack the balls. Leave your opponent out of the equation. Take matters in own hand. Something you're very accustomed to as well, Tim.
Oh, did he land a bit straighter on this 6, don't you think?
Yeah, just a tad. Just a tad. Yeah, now it's become slightly a bit more awkward. Not so sure whether he can actually draw this one past the middle pocket. If he can, that seems to be the way forward. Well, no, he has to top this one through, on and off the top rail. Is it hard enough? Well, yeah, I think that is fine. It's not perfect, but it is good enough to work with.
a bit longer on the 10, but this is to get 2-0 on the board. And as I mentioned, don't give your... Well, you're playing a top player. If you're in MOILANEN's shoes, you give 1 or 2 opportunities. Now suddenly they start running out from everywhere. Always the danger. As you can see on the other table, Mario He currently down to... Well, I might have to get some glasses. I said this too often lately. Tania Samuel from Spain, 2-0 down. So interesting result on the TV1 table. And Dennis makes a 10 on the break. A little bit surprised actually it did go, but look at this shape.
Yeah, that is a dream layout after the break. Like you already alluded to earlier on, Tim, when you leave these, favorites or the more established players, if you give them the chance to settle down, they'll become increasingly harder to beat. They just have a couple of extra gears, and particularly if you're not accustomed to the TV cameras and the TV arena, if you're not accustomed to playing in that environment, it can be a little bit daunting in itself. So it's very well advised to start off good, because otherwise this is what can happen. Needless to say, he couldn't do anything about this, of course. It was just Dennis's superior breaking and putting skills, but it is looking like a break and run.
Well, Dennis is definitely feeling the stroke. Oh, well, I guess I said something wrong.
That is as poor of a positional shot as you could ever see.
I was expecting him to go forward. I'm surprised he even went.
Oh, wow. Look.
I'm just wondering, did something happen? Like, he looks, I mean, in a nice way, he looks a little bit upset. Like, as in, a little bit more, well, not aggressive. Can I put my finger on it?
Uninterested.
Yeah, uninterested, a little bit nonchalant. Kinda, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know how do you say thank you in Norwegian, but you should say it now.
Well, I'm quite sure MOILANEN is saying tuck all over the place at the moment, because that was a free gift.
Well, it's good for the man from Norway to put his first rack on the board quite early on in this match, because you always fear there's only one outcome if they go 3-4-0 behind. So 2-1 behind, nothing to stress about just yet. Yet to see some, decent run out from him. So be interesting to see that and see how that will impact his confidence going on forwards.
A bit surprised he's played it this way instead of banking the 1 towards the 7-9 and the cue ball behind the 3 ball. Now, possibly a carom on the 10, which doesn't give him the win. He might even be shooting to make the 1 by the 10.
Yeah, fair point, Tim. The way you mentioned, I thought he was going to play it as well. It would have given him better options.
Well, he did slide the 2 ball nicely by the 4. I mean, he definitely has that quality to where even if he looks like he's not even bothered, just the minimum, he can still play really well. Like he's won, I'm very sure, 2 EuroTour titles in a row back in the day. And I think he got close to winning a third. Like it was ridiculous. And he was walking around like this, just running out from everywhere. But it's been some time since I've seen him play like this.
Yeah, I see what your your point of view there, Tim. I think, well, one thing I would say about Dennis is his average game is just very good, and that is one thing you need, even if you want to have a sniff of a chance in, at the top of the game. You have to have all the shots in the book. You don't want to have any sort of weaknesses. But the thing is, if I would ask you the question, our life is depending on it, and you put him against, let's say, Albin Ushan or something. More often than not, you would choose Albin, and I'm not saying that just because of his accolades, just because like the one player is a little bit more deliberate, whereas the other is potentially maybe a little bit more gifted in terms of natural ability, but all of a sudden you see these little errors, and it seems at times that he's uninterested. But style makes fights, so it's great to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too sure actually about putting Albin maybe slightly higher than Dennis. I have to say Dennis the last couple of years has been really stepping it up. So anyways, to get back to this match, he is now up 3-1. The two breaks coming up are Moilanen's breaks, and I kind of feel like he needs the run out on this. If he doesn't, Dennis is just gonna run away with the match. He's that type of player. He's a great front runner.
Absolutely.
So you have to kind of stick with him.
Yeah, all the players who are fluent, fast, and attacking, like our very own Mark Bijsterbos, a great front runner as well, and they can be very intimidating once they get on a roll. So first and foremost, you need to, stamp your authority and let them know, I'm not afraid. Whenever I get a chance, I'll make sure I'll convert it. So that will at least demand a little bit more respect of them. Slightly gone wrong there, I should say. Can't foresee that this is the position he was trying to play his cue ball in. Either of the shots are looking quite tricky.
Well, he chose to play in the top left. And he's missed it. Oh dear. And look at what he's giving Dennis. I mean, the 6 is ideal to move back up for the 8. So even if Dennis just plays a stop shot on this or like mini draw. Wow. Like I said, things can go real fast.
Yep. I always thought for the a little less accomplished players, it's not just only winning a rack by running out. If anything, I feel like they have to run it out with almost perfect position, because nothing fuels your confidence more than being out there and feeling like you're in total control. Then all of a sudden, if you're in that kind of stroke, it doesn't really matter who you're playing.
Well, so far things not looking too great for the Norwegian. We'll be breaking once more. But like I mentioned, he really needed to run out on that. I mean, we've seen Dennis quite often. And he usually runs far away with the lead like this. So, I mean, I'm just hoping to see a match here. I'm hoping to see Moilanen show up, maybe with a breaker run. Does make a ball on the break. cannot imagine him going for the cut, although he looked for it. No. Turning it down. Oh. Well, did make a great cut as he was looking to play something else on it.
Yeah.
Now, this longer 2-ball, 3-ball is hanging. Yeah, good shot. You see, he's actually playing quite well. It's just that a couple small things haven't worked.
Yeah, exactly. But this is one thing, I've said this before, so I'm sounding like a broken record, but I feel like at the highest level, particularly in the 9, 10, and even 8-ball, there's not a lot you have to do wrong to be completely obliterated, you know? Because you're playing top players, so every little detail counts. If you're breaking dry, that's in itself already asking for trouble. If you, for example, do not execute your safeties to absolute perfection, they can jump and run out. So it's like you don't even have to do that much wrong to be completely bulldozered.
Well, I'm just glad to see that MOILANEN is not being too impressed by GRABE's fast play. Kind of looks like he's just playing his own rhythm around the table, nothing too crazy. So this for 4-2. But GRABE will be breaking the next two. Yeah, players have to break from outside the break box. So there's two stripes in the kitchen where they have to place the cue ball. And the cue ball will have to be placed outside those two stripes to make sure the usual suspects are not just dropping in all the time. A little bit of diversion. Well, it's somewhat safe, but this is also one of the things that GRABE likes. I mean, he's very stable in the kicking, the safeties. Like, he plays a good cue ball. So for him, he doesn't mind if he either runs around the table tapping 10 balls away or has to play a little bit slower to make sure he plays a good safety. But he is going to put you in awkward positions over and over. And then again, he's found a shot.
A lot of body English in there. Yeah, he's a very instinctive player, isn't he? Nope.
Ooh.
Nope. Nope. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating because when you can putt as easy as he can, then all of a sudden you miss a shot like that. It just like gets to you. Like, it's annoying. You're thinking it should have been 5-2. Now I have to sit there and watch and potentially wait a couple of minutes. Might even get back to the table, but it's just frustrating.
Well, also, like I mentioned, he has been here the last 10 days. At some point, playing every day can get you wore out a bit. So he might also get a little bit frustrated by the fact that he is... Well, he's actually striking the ball well, like he's feeling good around the table, but just not as sharp as he was maybe in the beginning of the trip. And that can also... Oh, look at the cue ball. Down the drain. Ay, ay, ay. And should have never gotten close there. That is painful. That was important too. 4-3 or
Absolutely.
5-2.
Well, 5-2. I'd be surprised if it's not 5-2.
Oh, I have no doubt. Brr. No. Yeah, so it is 5-2.
Yeah, but
this would be my moment to take a timeout.
I'm just wondering if we will even get a timeout in this match. Oh, no. But to get back to the point you were just trying to make is, you know, the 10 days playing continuous. You remember back in the day when, like, for example, if you in the university, you had these exam blocks. You were like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. You had just exams after exams after exams. And when I was very active, I always tried to explain to friends who never played. I said, look, one tournament feels like that 2 weeks cramped in one day, because you're using so much concentration and energy. At the end of it, if you manage to win it, you're pretty much drained.
Yeah, and at times I kind of feel like Dennis looks a bit drained. I mean, imagine he's played the Little Monster Mixed Doubles Open, the Little Monster Open. I think maybe total he's played 10, 12 matches. Then now he's playing this EuroTour. And maybe he even came from the International Open the week before. I mean, the schedule is packed and there's not that much time to stay fresh.
Hey, look, Christmas holidays are coming up, so you might want to bank some earnings. You don't want to sit at the Christmas dinner being an emotional eater. You want to sit there as a king, having won multiple tournaments, enjoying your feast. Tricky escape
bit of tactics. Yeah, a little bit of tactics on this 4-ball.
He was trying to avoid the 5.
Yeah, but in some way I kind of feel like he's not even going to the other side of the table to have a look. Like he's playing just fast and pure instinct. Maybe he just told himself, listen, as long as I play like this, I'm gonna be able to scrape through a couple more matches today. That's fine. But he won't be winning the tournament with this style of play. Oh no.
Once again. Yeah, it's the cardinal sin. It's now, what, maybe third scratch in this match? And if that 5 passes the 8, you would say this is a great chance once again.
Well, either he's gonna tuck the cue ball behind the 9 and make him kick again. Yeah, now it's all open. He made sure to hit the 10 to spread the balls out a bit. The only shot really is to get from 5 to the 6 ball. If I would be MOILANEN, which I'm certainly am not, but I do like the 3 rails instead of going directly at it. If you go 3 rails, there's a lot of chance the 8, 6 or 9 could come in between.
Yeah, exactly. I think as soon as you can get the second rail right, so where the cue ball hits the second rail, if you can make sure you hit it in the place you want it, making contact with the object ball seems pretty easy. Oof. Have a look at the cue ball. I think he's got away with it, you know. Well, he might not have. Well, he has. Tap the table there.
Yeah, what an effort if you if you consider the fact he was on the rail. Almost dropped, and on the 6. But like we mentioned, the luck is something you have to fade. Could make this and get on the 6 ball. It's going airborne. Close, maybe 4 rails. It's coming. No, finds the cue ball, and has he left it on? Yes, he even gave like the perfect angle to get on the 6.
Yeah, and Dennis is not messing about. As soon as the cue ball is stopped, he's already almost down. At times it looks like we're watching Tony Drago.
Well, MOILANEN definitely in a roller coaster. It just all flies by real fast. And before you know it, you're at the end. You have to get out. 6-2. Like we mentioned, 5-2, 6-2. Oh, and he does take a timeout. I was gonna say you need to go. You cannot allow Dennis to keep steamrolling you like that.
Yeah, 5 minutes he'll get to get back to the table, so this is the perfect time to whatever you want within that 5 minutes. We'll be back shortly once the players have returned their way to the main arena.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're gonna leave you with Mario Hay and Samuel Brutenia from Spain. Very young player. He's won the first 2. Mario won the 4 racks after. So it's an interesting match for you to watch in between. We'll be right back. And welcome back all the way from Gandia, Spain. This is the Predator Spanish Open. And we are currently right in the middle of a loser round 3 match between Aramith MOILANEN and Dennis GRABE. MOILANEN in a bit of trouble. And Arya Sorabi and myself, Tim de Ruiter, in the booth. Arya, MOILANEN just took his timeout. What do you think? Is it gonna make a difference?
Now, gun to the head, I would say no. But yeah, I'm just wondering what he could have done mentally, you know, like ultimately you just have to produce the goods. And I don't feel like he's done enough, and I think that's one of the reasons why Dennis is so, well, casually at the table. I guarantee you he will not play this type of play if he was playing Mario Hay, who is on the other side of the arena. So it's all about applying pressure, and I think right now his opponent literally feels like he cannot lose this match, and well, the scoreline is reflecting that as well, of course.
Yeah, well, the only thing that what else he played there? This is fascinating sometimes, like the shape he tries to play, it's not even close. He's had one of those before.
Tim, he played the obvious kick shot. What do you mean?
Well, I'm lost a bit. No, I was gonna say, imagine you're playing the EuroTour, you're drawing a player like Dennis GRABE, someone that looks at you saying, well, you know, I could eat you for breakfast. Now you get on the TV table, there's a shot clock available, so maybe he doesn't even like know plenty enough about the patterns or maybe the sliding conditions. So maybe it makes him already struggling a bit. And before you know it, like within the whole roller coaster, now Dennis is running around the table like he's practicing. So I can imagine that things are definitely tough for him mentally, and that maybe he has not chosen the best shot over and over in this match. But he is at least now looking solid again after the timeout to pick this frame up.
Yeah, and I mean he's also scratched 3 times, and you know, at this level scratching 3 times usually means losing 3 racks, so you know, we need to take that in consideration as well. But yeah, I fully agree with you. You know that the only way to beat a top player, or in any sports for that matter, is, you know, show them that I am not afraid and this is a fight. You'll have to kill me to win. And then when it gets close, when it gets towards the end, they'll feel the pressure as well, regardless of what your accolades are, because they'll know, well, this guy is not going away. He's not letting up. And the only way to do that is keep converting any chance you get, whether it's having to play the perfect safety or, you know, like in that instance, had to run the table, and he did well. He needs to keep doing that, and then all of a sudden Dennis will realize, oh, this is not over by just, you know, show up and have a little swing at the cue ball. Well, I need to really knuckle down.
Oh, look at the cue ball. Yeah, and this is definitely not the right strategy. Look at this. He's made plenty on the break. And I mean, the only thing that I could see Dennis going wrong is from the 6 to the 7. He has also struggled the last rack actually to get from the 3 to the 4. So who knows?
That's his 4th scratch in this match already by Aramith MOILANEN. Yeah, it is unfortunately at this level very, very costly indeed, Tim. Great shot.
Yeah, so low left. Try to get closer to the 9. 2 balls away from getting on the hill. And Dennis will be breaking the next 2, so it's really not looking so well for MOILANEN. But I'm quite sure he will reflect on it, saying, hey, listen, I scratched 4 times this match. It's not about missing the balls, actually. It's just him scratching.
Yeah, head scratcher. Look, if you take out the timeout and the exact time when they started off this match after the lag, it's little less than 35 minutes and Dennis is already on the hill. Makes a ball. You can see the 1. Not the easiest layout, but all of them are potable. Needs to take care of his positional side of the game here if he wants to run this one out. Already one of the key shots coming up here. 3 to the 4, and then of course the angle he leaves himself from the 4 to the 5. Seems to be
perfect.
Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth. Perfect. So 1 good shot here. Yeah, that is good enough.
Oh, he's called a 6, so the 5 doesn't go. That's a bit surprising. But it doesn't matter at this point.
No, and he's landed absolutely perfect. Just to stun this in with a little bit more pace. There you go. He's made this look very easy, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna be on the 9. This is probably it, unless something unusual happens.
Well, within 40 minutes, Tim, that is some performance, has to be said. Within 40 minutes, he's killed off this match. He'll go through.
Yeah, so there's Dennis GRABE advancing to the next loser round. Unfortunately, Arild MOILANEN, we will not see him back on this table or on any table. He will have to try in the next Predator EuroTour. Thanks Arya for being by my side. Arya Sorabi and Tim de Ruiter signing off for now, but our next match will be at 5 PM local time. So hopefully we'll see you there.